Evie in the window, and I missed it. Never mind.
Now we just have to go live the way we are, which
With
is
you.
to do a
this
different
way.
bit.
Yeah.
No, we're already live. It's fine.
Oh,
All
we're
right, so we
live?
planned
Okay.
our bit. Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll start with the dance number.
Okay.
I emailed that choreography to everyone last week. Have you all been practicing?
My jazz hands are strong. I've been ready. Okay.
Okay. TK, I did send you tap shoes. Did you get them?
I did not.
Ooh.
You didn't get the tap shoes.
It's
How
okay.
are you
Who
gonna do
would
your tap
see
number?
it?
Put rat traps on your feet and just pray.
First of all, I'm going to ignore the fact that because I'm from Kentucky, you think I would have like any rats or rat traps. It was rude, and I don't appreciate it.
You know me so fast, so quick. That's exactly where my mind went.
You're like, oh, TK's poor. They probably have rat traps.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
I see. I know what's up.
Okay.
Do y'all
That's
want to
good
say
start.
hi to people, or?
Hey guys, what's up?
What, are we live?
Hi.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I
forgot
told
about
you
that.
we were live. Jesus fucking Christ. Hey,
Well, I
John.
don't know if we can even do a show if you don't have your tap shoes.
All
That's-
right, well,
that's the
I'm
big
gonna
thing.
just turn this off then.
Okay.
All
Bye,
right,
gamers.
everybody
Thanks
say
for hanging out
goodbye.
with us. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for hanging out. We can't
Hey,
do it
Roll
because
20
we
if
do
you're
one
listening.
episode
We're
without
still
Carlos, and this is
invoicing.
what happens. Yeah.
I'm still invoicing this even though we're
Still
live up now.
invoicing. Just leave it on the starting soon screen.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So y'all can't do your regular indoor recess bits. So why don't we just
No. We'll fill it in.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Indoor Recess. I'm indoor. I'm recess.
And this bit kind of works. Yeah.
doesn't. Carlos
I'm in
is
the
not
afterlife.
here.
Yeah.
I told Carlos that we have a 3 ghost maximum. So in order for that to work, one of our previously created ghosts can't be here.
It's also canon that Carlos died after eating that Pocky chip. So,
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
canon.
The chip he ate 2 weeks ago?
yeah.
Well, it's slow setting. That just
yeah.
ate away
It's
at
a
his
it's a real
esophagus.
slow burn.
Yeah. It's really funny how we've made both Solani and TK not want to be
This
here
is
this
see,
year.
this is the
I'm
commentary
just going
I
through my
want.
spells, preparing for my trial. I'm doing my
Called
work.
my lawyer, and he says this is cyberbullying. I don't appreciate it. Let's
Get me on the phone with him. Let me convince him.
No,
He don't know where to send the subpoena.
Yeah.
don't bully me and
I live in Chicago somewhere. No, he knows that a tornado touched down near my house. He could figure out a lot. That happened
Yeah.
this year. That was wild.
2020.
I'll text
2020.
Misha and be like, "Hey, I'm suing Masood for cyberbullying. What's
Just
your address?"
Masood. Yeah, just so you know.
Just Masood.
Yeah.
What's your address? She would totally text me back. Actually, she wouldn't.
absolutely.
She'd be like, "Who the fuck is this?" I'd be like,
No, she'd be like, no, that makes sense.
I was at your wedding. She's like, a lot of people were at my wedding.
You nailed her voice. That's
I know.
impressive. Yeah.
I'm incredible. Okay, so today's question. If you could replay one moment in your life with no changes, what would it be?
No changes.
No changes.
I don't remember anything. Damn.
You know, I think it was when I got a Super Nintendo when I was 4.
Of course.
Man,
you
that
did.
was such a good memory, dude. Getting that Super, and then I played Super Mario 2
I
for
got
some
it.
reason captivated me really hard, and
Because you were
that was
4?
because I was 4, and it was the one where you could play as any of the characters, and each of them had a special ability, and Mario was lame, so it was like a very good time.
All right. So just in case everybody forgot, Masood is rich. Who's next?
Because in 1996, when the Nintendo 64 was coming out, my dad got me a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, and you were
for
rich.
me
We
and
know
my
that.
siblings.
We
Okay,
know that,
cool.
yeah.
In our very tiny.
All
yeah.
I heard was Nintendo when you were 4. Yeah.
The 5 of us living in a 2-bedroom apartment. You got it.
I don't understand. I'm just like, no, that seems like a normal ratio for people.
In 1996, it was.
Cool. Who's next? So we like sink into dread.
I remember. You reminded me because video game.
Yeah.
First time I played Final Fantasy VII. It was
Good one.
magical.
That's a good time.
Ooh, I'll do a video game one too. When it was like I go home for the holidays, and I have this really like I have these two friends who are like also very close to my family, and so like we always hang out all the time. One of them is Soupback.
Yo, tell him I say hello next time you go back.
Yeah.
Let him know.
And so I and my mom, like when I get home, she'll leave edibles on the pillowcase for like when I come home, and it's very cute.
It's the Colorado life, man.
It's a Colorado lifestyle. But I remember it was like the first holiday with the Switch, and I was like tired because I think I had like just flown in or something, and so I was like, I'm not gonna play, I'm just gonna watch. And I like took an edible, and like I was sitting next to the couch with my very best friend, and the part of Super Mario Odyssey happens where Mario just like fights an actual dragon. Have you played? Because it just like it snaps out of the genre, and a hyper realistic dragon just like exists in Super Mario Odyssey all of a sudden, and like I didn't know it was happening. I didn't know what was happening. I was like hi, and I was freaking out because I was like, is this real? Is this hyper realistic dragon actually here in Super Mario Odyssey?
The answer is yes.
And it was just really, it was a really, really nice moment to watch, like my dad and Soupback try to defeat the dragon together. And that's the moment I go back and relive. It's just being so blown away by a simple decision in a video game.
Hell yeah.
And the following trial of battle. That's my choice.
TK, what about you? I think you're muted.
Oh, and that's it. All right.
It would probably, for me, it would probably be not like my first kiss, but like the place I was, which was the roof of my house. And when I was like young teenager, there were about 13 of us living in the house, and I could not get any like real privacy, and so one of the only ways that I could like be by myself was to grab the ladder and climb up on the roof and then pull the ladder up after me. Fucked my parents' shingles up. But yeah, it was like one of the only ways that I could like get like any like fucking alone time, and so I would go up there with like a notebook and just write after school.
Rooftops are one of those like liminal spaces, like airports at like 4 a.m. And
yeah,
you know.
it's really interesting because like in movies, when you think of rooftops, there's always like these suburbs where like there's these two level houses and things like that. But I lived in Hopkinsville, and so everything was like. We lived in a 4-bedroom, which means that it was a 3-bedroom, which was really a 2-bedroom that had a wall that they decided to put in, and then a garage that they made into a master bedroom. Right. And it was a ranch, and it was a little over 900 square feet. So it was a very small little shack house. And most of the other houses were around the same size, and so it was very like, it was weird. I don't know. It's hard to describe. But we had like a plum tree in our front yard that I had planted with my dad as a kid, and I would fill my hoodie pockets up with plums and then climb up to the roof, pull the ladder up next to me.
How many plums can you fit in a hoodie pocket? Because I feel like plums are fairly like.
So. These were not plums that were good to eat.
Sure.
But when there's like
they're Kentucky plums.
Which are what size of grapes?
Why are you like this? No, they're about ping pong sized. Okay. So I could probably fit like 2 fistfuls.
Oh, nice.
Also I wore men's hoodies because I wore men's
real
clothes.
Pockets. Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was great. It was awesome. What a great time. Men's clothing. Good stuff. Anyway, yeah. Just hanging out on like my roof, like around sunset, or sometimes night if it was summer, and there'd be like a bunch of fireflies out.
You would not believe your eyes.
I can see it. I'm there.
10 million fireflies.
Okay, now the moment's ruined. Thank you.
I think that song came out when I was in high school.
And if the world is a holiday.
What a good time.
I'm just gonna sing it softly while you close your eyes.
It's good that you're black and white. It's the only way that makes us tolerable. Like,
You know,
it's a real indie serenade
I
that's
will
happening.
say that Owl City did have a song that I loved more than any other song, and it was Vanilla Twilight, and it was the song that he had written after his girlfriend had died, or his fiance had died in a car accident. It was beautiful.
Wow.
It was basically about like
Glad you interrupted with that fun fact because I started sounding like Shakira there at the end.
Yeah, it was just about like moving on and accepting that he was never going to be with her again. Anyway.
Wow, Jesus. Okay.
Speaking of which, should we get
Speaking
to
of
this part
which,
about
maybe I should
us
go back to
and-
that
dead
time in my
people.
life.
Speaking of dead, bunch of us deados.
That's what they call him to be hip.
Yeah.
Deados?
Deados.
I show up to Helen. She's like, "What up, you friggin' deado? Welcome to hell, bitch."
Yeah. It's a play on Dodo being extinct. You know how it is. Yeah.
God, I hate this. Who wants to give a recap?
Oh yeah, I'll do it.
Mhm.
Hey, welcome to Mythic Odysseys of Theros. If you weren't here last week, I died. Along with Wanch, as we both faced our only, actually, there are no second chances here, trials in the Underworld. They were solo trials, and we both failed them in turn. Wanch's was to, he faced I'm trying to do this without TK's summary.
This is impressive,
I wanna form my
especially because you don't have to make probably any rolls this week. So
So I'm just stealing possible help from you.
thank you.
You're welcome. After, so Wanch's was in which he faced two possible truths with his brother. One where it continued down the road it had been, one that was tumultuous and rather hard, or a rose-colored future where they forgave each other for the legacies placed upon them and chose brotherly love instead. And Wanch, in choosing that, failed his individual trial and it was basically like the end of Avengers Infinity War. And then Daphne was like, "Oh, I'm here in my trial, I'm not gonna lose." And then she lost.
Oh, that's just how it happened. It just instantly happened.
Because she talked to a bunch of mean girls and she didn't fall for their bullshit. And then Daphne was like, "Cool, I did my trial." And then Phoenix showed up and was like, "Hey, do you want power?" And Daphne was like, "Only."
But you gotta learn. Are you gonna learn?
Well, I don't know. Daphne was like, "Yeah, I would like power. Only if you I will do whatever you'd like as long as you bring Wanch back." And Daphne thought she was negotiating, but what she was actually doing was failing her trial.
That was me screaming.
It's like, would you like
monitor
temptation? And she was
last
like,
week.
temptation, yes, please.
Yes, please. Yo, watch me out with this. Walks right into it.
Yeah. So I'm
Listen to Masood talking a big game.
You know,
dead. No, chat, you can yell at me. I'm a fool. I'll take it. Daphne died for her sins, and they were sins.
But what really happens to you when you die in hell? That's the real question. What happens when you die in the Underworld?
Hopefully I just get to kick it now. I'm here, happy to be dead. TK played me good. I know.
Yeah.
I got played. It's the first time I ever been played. I had to unpack it. But all I can do now is learn and grow. So, by hopefully killing another PC.
Yo, dude.
Well, you did it by doing the recap, so well done.
How
Thank you.
good would it be if, like, Carlos were here and I just made you and Carlos be, like, their trials to, like, constantly try and get them killed?
Oh God, come to the
Perfect.
Underworld with me.
How
I
good would
forgot
that
to
be?
recap the end. So basically, so Wanch and Daphne both failed, and Troilus and Shushua were separated, stuck in, I don't remember the name. But the place where
Tyzerus.
Tyzerus, stuck in Tyzerus, the place of a dull eternity, and they're stuck trying to find their way out. And that is where we left with those two separated, but hopefully on their way to completing the trials, because dear God, someone should live. Thank you.
Would that be good content? I don't know.
Content if one of us lived.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I did realize that I hadn't finished setting up this map like I had planned to. So stall.
Yeah.
Let's start with. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, Solani, you were it's great to have you back. You're feeling better, I imagine. Look at that. Look at those pearly whites. My goodness.
What did you think as you were watching the episode?
Yeah.
I was screaming, don't fucking listen to Phoenix. My half-numb mouth.
So good. So good. I hear you. I appreciate you. I understand what you're saying. I will listen to Phoenix, though. Phoenix
Daphne just thought that she was doing things on her own terms.
Right. I appreciate that. I like the idea of like, yo, I think it felt very Daphne though, to try to squirm and create your own fate in a trial that was a figment of your own imagination.
Yeah, all Daphne has ever wanted is autonomy, and she's never gotten it. And she doesn't know how to fight for it the right way. Mm-hmm. So if she was going to die anyways, in any way, I think that this is a fair one.
And Rick Twitches, I agree. I love that you've kept this black and white like screen. It is top notch.
Hello, darkness. I told everyone I was going to listen to My Chemical Romance for the first time. Because I never listened to it before, so I was like, is this where I start? Should I put on eyeliner?
Yeah. Don't give yourself bangs again.
I straighten only my bangs.
that was the look.
Yeah.
Honestly, it actually still is the look to have like straight bangs and curly hair. It's like
not my look.
Like
you know how like mullets are like in now?
Yes.
What do we think about convincing the suit to get into that?
Dude, I kind of already have a mullet, man.
Stop
it's already
it.
kind of happening. It's like, I don't want to do anything else. What I've been trying to do is lay my hair on top of it so it's like more, I don't know, like, I kind of want to look like Sonic the Hedgehog if my curls were tighter, you know? Just like it's kind of going straight back. I don't know. These are goals. These are plans.
Stop.
Who knows if I'm real or not? Most of my life is bits. No. I think I am real. I would love that.
I'm just saying.
I don't think that Misha would let you.
I know Misha wants my hair to be, to her term, nipple length. Would love if my hair was down to my nipples.
Straight?
Like,
like pulled
just
curls
like
straight
curl.
or
No,
like
let the curls come down.
Okay.
Like just like
so
let
with
it grow.
shrinkage. Okay.
Right. Just let it like. So this is like a 70 or never, and I can't stand it. I love my hair. I'm very happy with it. But I like literally.
I'm hearing the compromise of a mullet.
I literally looked at the court and like I looked on my screen and I was going through my Facebook and I looked at one of my old photos and I was like, man, I just last year I cut my hair short and it felt great. It was really good. I was like, look how clean and I don't know. We'll see.
Hippie.
Right now she's very upset at me out of the corner of the room staring and that I would even
pitch the mullet. Pitch the mullet.
Hey, what would you say if I got a mullet?
But like a cool one.
Like a cool mullet. Like the back still went really long, but like the top was
mullet. Not selling it. Do a better job.
I don't think he really wants it.
It would be horrendous.
Fake wants it.
I do fake want it. I'd rather just let my hair look like Sonic the Hedgehog, like I said. And yeah.
You know what? I'll slow burn this one. You may not commit to it for 2020, but 2022, I'm looking toward the horizon.
Yeah.
This is gonna be like me and my Twitter account. It's just gonna be like, hey,
what's gonna happen?
It's such a good bit, Masood. It'd be such a good bit. Such a good bit. Just do it as a bit. Just get a mullet as a bit. Lo and behold, on my tombstone, wore a mullet till I died, is what is inscripted on it.
Not loving husband.
I mean, that's
okay. I have now
identity.
tweeted out the hashtag mullet for Masood 20.
Masood's mullet.
2022.
Oh my God.
And so now it's just a hashtag that exists.
Make it
So
into a
I've done my work.
poll. Make it into a poll where people have to choose either Masood's munch or Masood's mullet, and then you
As
have
like
to do
what
the
I
mullet.
devote my time to. Yeah.
Yeah, then you have to do the mullet. Nobody's gonna
That
go
or
for
I
munch.
invest in Masood's munch. That's really what you're telling me.
Hey.
Can you
That
believe?
Like
Can you
art-
imagine this is the story of Masood becoming a
At
millionaire?
this point, it's win-win.
Masood the munch millionaire.
My
All
cannabis
right.
infused ice cream.
Incredible.
Uh,
Cool. Y'all wanna play Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, I'm ready
Why
to
not?
dip my toes in.
The last time that we saw Shushua and Troilus, Shushua had gone glassy-eyed, and her body had stiffened to the point where she was not dead on her feet. What a strange way to describe that. I would never say something like that, but somebody would, not me. And she had entered her sort of spiritual mind palace and begun her trial. We are not going to look at Shushua's trial right now. Because another centaur has stepped from where he was not quite hiding, but just hanging out, just hanging out behind a windmill. And he is young, lean, muscled rather like a hunter. He takes this golden ram's mask away from his face, pulls it down, and you can see the strong jaw, the aquiline nose of your younger brother, Hector, with a scar across his eye that you haven't seen before. But instead of nut brown skin, it's more of a silvery pale.
Troilus loses track of Shushua the moment that he sees the helmet come off and begins to take a few tentative steps in that direction.
Double clicked things. Let me shift see. Can y'all see that?
I can.
Hey!
Look at that.
Hector. So Hector sees you and you start those tentative steps.
Yeah.
And Hector's is more of a bold stride. Shoulders back, chest up, chin up, and gazes defiantly down upon you from his high ground on the hill. He steps forward 1 or 2 steps and then stops and waits for you to come to him.
Hector? Bro?
His fingers sort of idly tap on the handle of his sword.
We could... How are you back? How are you alive? What happened? Walking forward ever so slowly.
He looks at you and he sort of sets his jaw. And it's not, he doesn't smile. It's more like the curl of a snarl. Not exactly alive. You know that.
Then, by what miracle are you standing here, breathing in? What happened?
One of his arms reaches back behind his head, deftly grips the shaft of an arrow. He pulls his bow taut, his long bow taut, and he aims it towards Shushuan. Not another step. I'll get her in the neck.
What?
Just like you showed me.
What are you doing? What is going... What are you doing?
He smiles, and there is a cruelty in his expression. Something akin to a child shooting small animals that can't defend themselves, pulling legs and wings off of insects. And though you don't want to admit it, you've seen that smile before.
It's eerie looking on, like, actually seeing it. Because I think Troilus feels it more than... Yeah. All right. Easy. Like, take a step back. Kind of sidestep a little bit to try to get in between the line of shot. What? Who said you had to do this?
What makes you think that anybody tells me what to do?
'Cause... Hector. You're Hector. You're learning, you're growing, you're not... You're not done learning
Shut
yet.
up. No one tells me what to do. I do things because I want to. I do things because I like to. You and the Lagona never tell me what to do ever again. And that's how I like it.
Any time we've been there, it's been to guide you, to put the fact of the tribe first. And
What, the
Hector,
tribe?
the tribe
Who
is...
gives a shit about the tribe?
No one does. They're gone now.
Of course they are. And you know who did that? Not some big army, not an amazing monster, not even the gods. It was me doing what I wanted to do.
You murdered them?
Do you murder a rabbit?
For what? For sport? And you see Troilus start to go into a rage. You ended our tribe? You did that? Why?
He doesn't even seem to think about it. He just like averts his eyes for a second. You almost see it's like a mask of him putting on emotion. Going through this act of, I guess I should consider why I would do that. But you know why. Why did Hector ever do anything?
To prove that he was better. That he could do it. That he was able to.
Are you an idiot? To prove I'm better? I don't need to prove I'm better. I just need to prove that you're worse.
But that's it, man. Dude. I am worse. You've always known it, and I've always known it. It was just a matter of time. You would have taken up my spot. You would have surpassed me a year before I even... Dude, you would have done it. You could have had all of that. Hector, maybe we still can. Look, the Laguna might just be us, but there are other centaur tribes out there. There are other groups we could rebuild. And I would be your chief. I would be your guard, and you would be my chief.
What are you doing? What do you think this is?
I'm making sure we live. That the tribe lives.
Troilus. Troilus. Troy. I don't give a shit if the tribe lives or dies. What makes you think I would ever go back? The world is my playground now. I can do whatever I want. And you think I want to go back? To what?
We're home. What would you do instead?
I would do
pillage and demolish?
Of course. For all eternity. I can do that for as long as I want. Forever.
No.
He draws the arrow. You can hear the bowstring creak.
I pull my short sword. And in a rage, just stand still in front of Shushua and tell him, I don't want this. I want us to work together. But if I have to put you in check, it's time you remember a lesson.
Troy, it's been about what you want from day one. I want the ground wet with your blood. And I've killed a hell of a lot more centaurs than you have. Let's put the last Laguna in the ground. You want to roll me some initiative?
Oh, God. Oh, God.
This is what you wanted.
I didn't want it like this. No. Okay, Troy lost. Here we go, bud.
I believe in you.
I believe in me, too. Got a 14. I got advantage on initiative rolls, though, because I'm a barbarian, and it's danger sense. Is it? No, is it danger sense? Is it primal knowledge? No, it's feral instinct. It's feral instinct. Your instincts are so honed that you have. I'm gonna put it in the chat. There it is.
Right, I'll put Shushua behind you.
Oh no. Ha! It's a 19. Okay. Oh God.
Did you click your token?
No, I didn't, because I'm not on the screen. I'm not on the
That's
player's
right.
tab.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I gotta move
sorry.
stuff now. No, it's not your fault. It's my fault. I'm the one who has to move things now. Carlos.
I'll do it. I'll do it again. Oh, I got the same number?
What?
Look at that.
Holy shit.
See, I did not cheat.
Incredible.
You got a 21?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise, dude. Okay.
Got a lot of decks.
Yeah, I got a lot of decks. Terrific.
Oh yeah, Hector is gonna start. He doesn't have the raw power you do, but he is well equipped for hunting other creatures, and he lets go of 2 arrow shots. Since you are in front of Shushua, he will shoot you twice, or shoot at you twice. So you're only 40 feet away. All right. Boop.
So 16 armor class now.
So I've got an 18 and a 6.
Okay, so 1 hits.
That's going to be 6 piercing damage.
Halved to 3.
Mm-hmm.
I know how rage works.
Jesus Christ. You're so excited.
I am excited about this. I've imagined Troilus as a tank, but he's been taking full damage. And then I realized there's a whole thing like barbarians where they can take half damage, so it doesn't really matter. This is going to be fun. I'm excited about this. But I'm also terrified. I think what happens is like the first arrow comes, I block it, but I don't see him draw the bow fast enough for the second one. And like dings me a little, like grazes me across the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is just a one-on-one fight, ain't it?
Yeah. Hector will move to the other side of this. He'll move alongside the right about here.
Okay.
So you have to close the gap.
How much distance is that? Let me measure. Let me use Roll20 to find the distance.
50 feet.
50 feet?
You should have that, though.
I definitely have it. I think I move... Oh, that's not the button I want. Select. I move 5, 10. Trying to keep this diagonal between us and Shushua. And I will throw my lance at him.
Okay.
My javelin of light. So I will. Okay. So 22 hit.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And I will hit him for 5 piercing damage, and then how much lightning damage does this do again? I believe it's they must make a DC 13 saving throw, dexterity saving throw. Otherwise, it takes 4d6 or half as much. So I will roll 4d6.
Oh, I already knew that was going to be single digits. So he got an 8.
Oh, nice. He fails and takes 15. It's a 20 damage from this lightning javelin.
Yeah, for sure. What now?
Stay down.
So you hurl your javelin at him, and it becomes this lightning bolt that like arcs through the air. It hits him square in the chest and torso. You can see like this steam rise up, the smoke rise up from beneath his like leather jerkin that he has been wearing. He smiles so wide. His eyes are so wide and wild. And he slips that golden bull's mask back on. He says, "Or what, brother? You kill one of your own?"
You died. You stopped being one of our own.
I didn't just die, Troy, did I?
Silence. As they just stare at each other, because he's not going to say it. He's not going to give him the satisfaction of saying it just yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hector puts his bow away, draws his pike. Why did I do that when I know I already have it out? He's going to go ahead and charge at you. pretty common centaur move.
Yeah.
He's going to charge at you, and he's going to swing that pike and attack with his hooves. So he's moving at least 30 straight.
Yeah.
He's going to do that pike attack. Let's move him. He's got a 50-foot move space, so we're going to move him right up next to you.
Jeez Louise. You got so fast.
Actually, we're going to 10 feet away, actually, because he needs to hit with that pike.
And then he'll hit with his hooves.
Yeah, and then he'll move 5 feet closer, hit with the hooves, and have charged.
Gotcha.
I don't think that he hit with that pike, though. I think the pike missed.
Comes in.
So he only hits with the hooves.
I think that's the gambit. Like, he knows that I block. Because that's typical, like, mounted warfare is the pike. The hooves is more savage. So, I block it and then get, like, knocked across the face with the hooves. Ugh.
Yeah, absolutely. Ignore the +9 because he did not crit.
Okay.
But, wait, he doesn't get advantage on you with attacks, does he?
No, I did not reckless attack that.
Okay,
so
cool.
Yeah.
All right, so he does attack with the hooves. He swipes with the pike, attempts to charge even further. You block it very deftly with your short sword, and he rears up and strikes out with the hooves, catching you in your shoulders. You're gonna take 11 bludgeoning damage.
Halved to 5.
Halved to 5.
Got it.
All right.
I want to. God, what do I want? I like. Fuck it. I'm going to reckless attack with 2 attacks. Now that he's like hit me with his hooves, getting closer. And so 1, 2. So 2 12s. Wow, what shit rolls?
2 12s.
2 12s with advantage, right?
Oh yeah, advantage.
Yeah.
Yes, 12s both hit.
Oh really? Oh goodness.
Yes.
Okay. Thank goodness. All right. God. So scared.
Oh, you're
Dude.
fine.
And then the other one. So I do 11 and then 9 damage. So another 20. As he pulls up close and I slash twice at him, gets him into him, and I shove him back a little bit. Stay down.
When you were slashing at him with your short sword, he held his arms wide open for you. Or what? Tell me, Troilus. Or what? Because the next swipe I take is at your friend. Say it!
I killed you.
Of course you did.
You just wanted to be like me. And prove that you could do what I could do. And I didn't stop you. I just said, yeah, bud, I saw your potential and I encouraged it, okay? I have thought about that every single day since it's happened. You want to know if I'm miserable, bud? I've been miserable. For one brief moment, I wasn't, and that's when I saw you again, dude. But here I learned you're rabid and a pestilence. You could have just come see me if you needed to prove something. You didn't have to kill them.
You took my life, I'll just take theirs. They were the only ones who mattered to you.
You're right. And is he still just like leaving himself open? Are we still in combat? Like,
Yeah, you're still in combat.
It's his turn technically, so I don't know what he's doing.
He's already told you what he's going to use his turn for.
Just to attack Shushua. Then I guess I'll try to stop him from, if he tries to move closer to her, I'll get in the way, because one of the things I still took was Sentinel, baby! Oh, what a good feat. And yeah, that's about it. Unless he's taking another arrow, just like get in the way of the shot, like body block it, like do, or actually, you know what? No, it's too late. I can't grapple him. That would have been an attack action. I just get in the way. I just need to stop it from happening by taking the hit.
What are you doing? What do you think this is?
It's you getting better and you stopping what you're doing.
What do you think happens to me if you kill me again?
I'm gonna kill you, bud. I'm just gonna stop you, and then we're gonna talk, and you're gonna learn, and I have to put you in shackles to make it happen, and I'm my brother's keeper, and I will make sure that you are fine.
Do you know what Erebos promised me if I killed you? Do you want to know? He doesn't charge now. He just starts to maneuver around you to get to Shushua.
Still trying to get in the space. Troilus in his bones looks to Hector, and just about as he's just gonna say yes, he hears something in like deep in the back of his head. No, dude. No, man. It's not worth it, bud. You say yes to that, you take the L that you've been taking. Just do what you need to do. Protect those that matter. And he looks back and like shakes his head right when he's about to say yes, and kind of puts his short sword away, like pulls out the lance again, and just like, even without his shield, like almost puts his arm up as if he was still fighting with a shield, like just pivoting to stay in front of Shushua.
Yeah.
Silent.
Hector says as he gets closer, if you don't kill me, I'll never stop. If you do kill me, how long before you're just like me?
There's a part of me that wants to say only a Sith deals in absolutes, but I won't.
You say whatever the fuck you want.
You say whatever the fuck I want. I think.
Check clears either way, buddy.
Yeah. Troilus looks and says, "There's always the other option. You just need to wait it out." You'll get there. You just need to learn.
No. He charges Shushua.
I make an attack.
You get an attack of opportunity.
Opportunity, yeah. It's 22. I hit him. I stop him. I do 8 damage.
Mm-hmm.
So he stops as soon as he leaves my threatened range. So it would technically be this like diamond behind me. So he like skirts around me and tries to go. And I think as the moments his back turns, it's like a cross. Yeah.
You turn and you drag that lance across him, and his back opens up in a pillar of light. And you can hear that light searing his flesh. It's sizzling, and he begins to scream until it's nothing but a high-pitched cackle. And you watch all that ash go up into the sky. There is no bell. Trillis passes his trial.
He falls to the ground and just cries.
And with every ragged breath, you can feel a trickle of memory returning.
I think it makes him cry harder when he begins to understand who, like the flashes and like memories coming back of like who he was. The fact that Wanch kept his armor, knowing that it was important. The fact that like Katie May Daphne stepped up when there wasn't a leader and there needed to be, and like seeing the scorch marks, he just harder, and like he begins to slowly like build a monument and at least put Daphne's staff, which is still there from the Pillar of Light, on top of it.
Yeah. Speaking of, Daphne, you woke up some time ago. And it could have been moments, and it could have been days, and it could have been centuries on your dais. You are reclining on a chaise lounge, silky smooth, expensive. As expensive as anything can be here. I would like for you to describe yourself and your kingdom.
Oh, my kingdom. Okay, yes. You did already get to a very important thing. That's the chaise lounge.
Yes. No, I know. I knew there had to be a chaise lounge, otherwise.
You got me covered right away.
Yeah, for sure.
Nearby, hammocks, just in case you want to switch things up. I'm talking a beautiful beachfront that's backed up by just the most magically comforting forest. You can see little lightning bugs floating through the air even though it's daytime. You know, a mixture of like an impossible mixture of like both like palm trees and like trees you would find high up in the mountaintops. You know, it brings like all of the comforts of all of the places that Daphne has been to one place. You know, there's a lot of bars. You know, it kind of feels like spring break in the best of ways. There are little cabanas that like sit up on the beach fronts. And like there are people constantly coming and going from them. All people that like Daphne like befriends and lets go when it's time. But she gets to be the person who stays for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people are coming and going through her life and not she's coming and going through other people's lives. and for the first time in her life, she has like a deep sense of a home that she's wanted and accepted in, and one where people look to her and value her. And just those two things within itself are wildly intoxicating.
Oh yeah.
And that's on top of the booze that she's drinking.
What does Daphne look like? Explain her in all of her beautiful regalia.
Oh, it's a look. Yeah, I think that like it does change frequently. But I think like her hair has gotten longer by now. So it's like because it's the Afterworld, baby, so you don't have to brush hair. It can just stay waist length and perfect all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
And then she's just dripping in gold. Her curly horns have all these like gold finery that are dripping down onto her shoulders, cascading like down with her hair. And she's like her little hoovies, they're like this, they look like they're made of pure gold now. It's a good look.
Yeah, for sure. And when you wake from your nap, just the most tedious dream, something, adventures, or honestly, who knows? You wake and you can see two young sort of teenage boys, early teenager, not hunky or anything like that. Just, you have to put children to work, otherwise they get messy.
Right.
And they're just fanning you with these large ferns.
Dimitri, I just had the most upsetting dream. Do you think that we could get just a refill on the grapes and the drinks? Do we think, like, on maybe another pitcher?
Of course, madam, of course.
Thank you, Dimitri. So helpful. I love it. Keep doing you.
I do my best, ma'am. Thank you.
And hey, look at me. Your best is enough. And I, like, give a little flick on his nose.
Oh my gosh, so precious. Yeah, and he, like, breaks out in, like, this big smile,
And like you can hear music, you don't know where the beach DJ is, but
yeah, oh,
he's
for
somewhere.
sure, yeah, for sure. And Dimitri runs to get you some manner of refreshment, some grapes, and comes back, and two of his companions have taken up like these large ostrich feathers and have begun fanning you again. One, this pair of young brothers brings you these large wine jugs, and what do you want us to do with these? Do you want us to arrange these like the other ones, or?
That'd be great. But Dimitri, I feel like I had something I needed to do today, but I cannot remember what. Do you?
I think
By any
there's...
chance?
And Dimitri, like, pulls out this sort of, like, stone tablet planner and starts going down the list. Brunch? Did we do brunch already?
I think we did do brunch already, but
Okay. It was with the quail eggs. Did we have quail eggs with
I
brunch?
actually didn't love the quail eggs.
Oh.
I thought I would be such a fan.
We'll strike them
but-
from the kingdom. They'll never...
Yes, I would never like to see one of them
Okay,
again.
absolutely. We'll have them banned.
Thank you. Now I do see that there is a ball tonight, but can we switch that up? I want to do more of just like an intimate like fireside event.
Okay.
I think.
Should we trim the guest list?
Please, at least by half.
Okay, so only 400.
I don't know. I don't really like the number 400.
Okay, 375?
375 will do.
375. Okay. Yeah, and so this 10-year-old with an enormous stone bullet journal, just like, okay, 375, and then scurries off to carry out your bidding. Is there anything else you'd like to do before you get to your daily work?
Yes, my work. I think it starts with a very late, like, long glass of wine, just sitting there watching the waves roll in from the chaise lounge, the ostrich feathers going.
It's incredible because before you, Elysia did not have horizontal glasses of wine. They only had vertical. And so now with the stem like slightly crooked and a spot for a crazy straw, you can have as much wine as you want.
You can really go crazy. And
It's
that's
incredible.
what they didn't understand. Everybody's wearing a fanny pack. I cannot emphasize this enough.
Yeah, the interpretive dancers weren't sure about it at first, but then you show them how many scarves fit in a fanny pack, and
so many scarves.
it was incredible.
Fit inside a fanny pack.
Sold
you would not
immediately. Sold immediately.
Oh my gosh, Dimitri already went. Are we sure? Do we have the interpretive dancers for tonight? I still want them for the fireside.
Yeah, the two brothers sort of like look a little confused and then nod their heads.
Okay, thank you. How are you? Are you feeling emotionally and spiritually fulfilled? What can I like do for you? Here, give me the feather. Put it down. Let's get real for a second. I make these two 10-year-olds sit down.
Okay, the two 10-year-olds sit down. You know them as two brothers named Cassius and Cambria.
Cassius, Cambria. You're in my kingdom, which means it's my job to make sure that you feel like you are being emotionally, spiritually, and physically taken care of. So how can I do that for you?
They sort of like look at each other, and the sort of younger one kind of smiles and it's like, honestly, we're doing pretty okay. This is like way better than anywhere else we could be.
Yes, I agree. Now, Cameron, and I'm sorry, what is your name?
I'm Cambria, and that's
Cambria.
That's my brother Cassius.
Cassius, of course. Now, see, that's the answer everybody's giving me. It's like, I don't need anything. But like most people want something. So I'm talking like a book. You know, do you need me to ask a girl to the dance for you? Like, what can I do?
Cambria's face gets incredibly red.
Okay. An invitation from the queen to listen. I know that I just cut down my guest list to 375, but if you'd like to invite someone to attend to my nice fireside party.
No, I think she'll already be there.
Do you want me to uninvite her so that you can sneak her in?
No, that'd be really hard. It's fine, don't worry about it. The logistics
are wild. To sneak her in, and then like I'll tell all my guards not to notice, and then like you'll have snuck her in. You'll be the big hero. It'll be so good.
His face just gets redder and redder.
Oh my gosh, I'll do it. Dimitri, where is Dimitri?
Right. You just sent him to go.
Yes, but he should be back by now.
It is
okay.
heaven.
Who is the name of who I'm uninviting?
Give me an insight check.
Okay, I will do so. I didn't know I'd ever get to roll again. This is great.
You have
Never
advantage.
Oh, good.
I guess you do because this is your domain. You're the queen in this land.
An 11 or a 0.
An 11. Ooh, boy. Give me a sec. Let me roll something real quick. I gotta see something. I want to see if his deception is worse than your
Great.
Than your insight. No, you want to go on the VTT, please? Mm-hmm. I believe in you. Whenever you want. Thank you. Alright, let's just do a base charisma.
Why are the 10-year-old versions of Wanch and fucking...
Why are you asking silly questions?
The anvil?
The anvil chilling in my house.
You know why.
Better question is, why is it your version of heaven to have these people from your lives just serve you?
Deception is a 3 for him.
Good.
So it's like clearly you. You want to invite yourself from your own party?
You know what? I get it. Young boys and their crushes. Always keeping them little secrets. Well, you want to know what? Just, you know, how do I, and then like she like has an aside with herself. How do I not break this young man's heart, but also provide a strong learning experience?
Yeah, it's like, how do I not break his heart, but also not go to the prom with him?
You know, I think you both should invite several of your friends. I'd love to meet some of the young people who will come to make this country what it is.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, Cassius doesn't have any friends. He has a problem with
Cassius,
authority.
why do you not have any friends?
I'm not doing Wench's voice, and you can't make me.
You need friends, okay?
He just grunts and looks away.
People need friends. It's my royal decree. By the next time I see you next week, you will have some friends.
You say that, and you can see like these golden sort of strips of light up their back sort of like straighten their shoulders and fix their posture and everything, and they both nod very enthusiastically.
Okay, I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, this is normal for you. You are the queen of this domain. Your word
Man,
is law.
I really nailed this. Daphne thinks to herself, a learning experience. I'm teaching the youth.
Wow, I did great.
Yeah. Anything else for you?
No, you two are dismissed until the party because you'll need to go round up your friends. I'll take care of everything from here. But if you see Dimitri, do tell him he's taken too long.
Yes, ma'am.
And they
All right.
they
Have fun,
bow
you
and
two.
hastily run away. Shishua.
Yes.
Shishua, you were with Troilus when Troilus discovered Daphne's staff. Just sort of sitting there on the ground beside a giant pillar of light. In the background, in the distance, a dolorous bell echoing. And you knew in that moment that Daphne's trial had been failed. Just like you know in this moment, alone, in a dark, dry cave, that your trial has begun.
Fun times.
There is no light here except for that of your starry mace and the warm glow of a single sunstone on a dais.
I will go up to it. Am I capable of reaching it?
Yeah, you can walk right up to it. The cave that you are in is perhaps 12 feet across and 30 or 40 feet high. You cannot see the ceiling. You have no shoes and you are in but a plain shift, but you have your mace with you, and you see this sunstone. Beside it, this shimmering spear.
Do I recognize the spear? Or have any, like, knowledge of what it might be?
I think deep down you can feel that it thrums with, like, the sort of, like, godly magic that you are accustomed to seeing in, like, Keranos' domain.
Does it look like, can I detect magic and see if there's, like, any kind of protection around it?
Yeah.
Before I walk up and touch it? Alright. I will cast Detect Magic and see.
Sorry, I'm not used to all these checks in the trial.
Does it have any kind of protection that would prevent me from being able to?
No, you don't
Grab
sense
it.
any manner of protection on this item.
Alright. I will pick it up.
Back to terribleness. Sorry, we were having too much fun. So yeah, if you pick it up, you can feel it, like, it feels good in your hands. It feels powerful. It's ready to destroy.
I will. Can I touch the sunstone? Can I pick it up?
No. When you touch the sunstone, tracing your hands all around it, you can feel that it is held fast to the dais.
Okay.
This sort of pedestal that it's sitting on.
I will try to strike out at it with the spear and see what happens.
You strike out at it. You feel the spear connect with the surface of it. No sound. No feeling of that connection. No impact. But the room dims, and you see it crack, shatter, fall apart, reveal another sunstone under it.
Like it just... There was one underneath it, or like physically, or is it just like one that took its place?
One that took its place. A differently shaped one, but still a sunstone.
Does it look at all like the one that we stole?
Yes, they are essentially, they look like clusters of amber. So you definitely recognize it to be a sunstone of the caliber of the one you stole.
But not necessarily the exact same one.
Not necessarily the exact same one. Now, you do know that there are 7 sunstones, so the one that you stole could be in here.
Okay. I will try to strike this one and see what happens.
You see the spear connect. And you feel like this deep, searing pain in your chest. It cracks apart, and another sunstone.
Do I recognize what the pain is?
It just feels like a pain in your chest, almost as though you're being...
Does it feel like a sunburn?
Get out of here. I expect this from them, Solani, but not you.
Never been
Never
more
you,
proud.
Solani.
Never been more proud.
you.
Thank you.
I
Thank
will
you.
say, yes, it does feel like a burn in your chest.
Can I safely assume that if I succeed at destroying all 7, that I also will be destroyed?
Roll an insight.
So many insights.
Insight.
Should be more insightful.
See how well I roll, because I rolled some shitty insights before.
These are
pretty
great. An insight, that is a possibility. You could be, but in your trial, it would be interesting if you're... I think an 18 insight is enough that you're not really sure what kind of trial that would be if you keep hitting sunstones until you die.
Well, in that case, I will keep hitting sunstones to see what happens.
Sunstones until you die?
Just like, all right, well.
You destroy this 3rd sunstone, and you can feel yourself choking, and then this cough, this like chest-racking, shoulder-heaving cough, a splatter of blood from your mouth.
Sorry, I just saw Divine Whack-A-Mole in chat.
You destroy the 4th sunstone, and the room begins to shake. It begins to tremble. Do you destroy the 5th?
Yes.
The cave collapses, revealing the night sky, and you can see a huge oncoming comet. It has begun to swallow the sky, as though impact with Theros is imminent. Do you destroy the 6th?
Do I... Okay, so from where I'm at, am I seeing Theros from a distance and I'm seeing the comet heading towards it?
You can assume that you are on Theros just by the way you are, and the comet is coming towards you. Like it is bearing... Let's say, to compare this to a comet or to a video game, let's compare it to Majora's Mask with the moon bearing down upon you.
That moon was creepy.
It's a good time. We won't put a face on this comet, though.
Thank goodness. I was about to ask. I was
God,
like,
could you imagine?
no.
Yeah,
no,
it's
thank you.
in my mind, Heliod is played by Matthew McConaughey.
I mean, okay.
It tracks.
Given
Red,
the
red.
given the dream that we had with Troilus and the destruction of Theros, can I safely assume that the comet was sent by Helios?
Yes, you can safely assume that this is an example of worldly destruction as retribution.
I will continue.
When you destroy the sixth, there is a sound. There is this sound like breaking bones, and you can hear a sort of muffled cry. When you look up, you can see your teammates, your companions, all spread out along the floor, clutching their broken bodies, spewing blood and screaming for mercy.
Which number am I on now?
You're on 7.
As in, I destroyed 7, or I need to destroy one more to...
You just this one.
Are they within, like, how close are they to me?
They're about 5 or 6 feet from you, each of them grabbing at their stomachs and chests. Just a pile of broken flesh and bone.
Shushua will whisper, "I'm sorry, but it will be over soon."
And she will destroy the 7th.
You bring the spear down like a hammer against the fragile surface of the final sunstone. The sunstone that you helped these 3 people steal from a temple. And it cracks and crumbles and collapses. The sound of a dolorous bell.
Damn it.
But you come back to your body to see Troilus standing over a monument that he has created, and Daphne's staff. The final trial is over, and you passed.
I passed?
Yeah.
We did it! Oh, thank goodness. See,
Troilus,
it's good to know who the responsible 2 are. Yeah.
are you really Troilus? You sound more cheerful.
Shushua did. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Okay. Oh, we're not alone. Oh, good. Yes. I'm back. I remember everything. Oh, man. I can't believe there was a version of me that didn't like running. That's terrifying.
I miss Troilus so much.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm so upset. As the 2 of you embrace and reconnect truly with one another here, you can hear the lap of water, and the ground beneath your feet begins to sway. The 2 of you and a staff belonging to Daphne are standing on the surface of a large black barge sailing the river of the Underworld. Let's go to break, and we'll come back.
Can we bring up a picture of Daddy Erebus again?
Daddy Erebus, ugh, the best. Yeah,
Put one up in the chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me. I'll
Can't believe
bring
that the rest of the campaign, y'all are gonna actually like do the job, and then we just occasionally cut to Daphne ruling the underworld.
Yeah. Like, Daddy.
Daphne, you are the big baddie. Don't you know that?
All along.
It's just poisoned all the wine. It's like the
Go.
red wedding. She's like,
Daddy. What a heckin' delight. All right, let's go to break, and we'll be back in like 5 or 10 minutes, everybody.
bye.
I forgot I was in charge of break.
You are.
I
I'm
know.
so proud of you too.
I'm the big boy.
Vibing to Tovlo's bikini porn. Because it's like the prime Daphne's just in the Underworld vibing track.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Oh, are we live?
We are. I'm
Oh,
so
good.
Okay.
Good to know. I hope that's what we came in on.
It is.
You want to experience what I'm experiencing, just go listen to that song.
Yeah, we can't play it on stream for
No.
obvious reasons.
We would not like to be arrested. Papa
And we can't
Bezos
sing
will
it because it would be
strike
too
me down.
close.
Right.
Daddy Bezos.
Papa Bezos will smite me where I stand.
Smite me, Daddy Bezos. Sorry.
No.
I'm so
No.
sorry.
Oh.
I'm so sorry. I apologize. YouTube, edit
You're
that
getting the
out.
capitalist bros too horny.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
Yeah. So God, I'm so sorry. I can't believe that I now have to turn around and mod comments caused by me.
You're also the adult here. Have you ever thought about that?
I am the one who played myself. No, I'm not. Salami's
Who else would be the adult? No, you're in charge of the stream controls.
It's
Oh,
Bikini Love.
yeah, that's
If you were wondering, wait,
right.
what? Please don't. Right? That's the name of the song? Bikini Love?
It's bikini porn. So
Bikini porn.
Don't type that in chat.
Different. Sorry, my bad.
By Tovlo. By Tovlo.
Tove, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Tove, I got love.
Yeah.
I see.
Don't type that in chat.
Please.
I'll get in trouble.
No.
Also, just
I
Google
will have to
incognito
mod
when you
it.
get there.
Stop making me work. Anyway, so the last time that we saw the group of you, let me put up my phone game and DM this game that I'm here for. The last time that we saw Troilus and Shushua, they had sort of materialized along the deck of a large black barge, the same barge that Shushua had materialized upon earlier in our adventure with Daphne. And seated at that same jagged stone throne is the mighty and imposing Erebos. This time he sits straight-legged in his throne, and across his lap is a shimmering spear. He waits for the two of you to acknowledge his presence.
Joshua will come forward and bow low.
Brother says the same. Following Joshua's lead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Munch? Is that what's happening?
He holds up a pint of Masood's munch, and it's like, this is incredible. This is the wrong picture. Curse you. One of these is. Where's the spear? Is it this one? What? That's a spear. Okay, so it is this picture. It's just labeled weirdly. And across his lap, he has this shining, shimmering spear with this sort of a red ruby shaft and a light that hovers in the center of the. It's sort of a gold filigree spearhead. Ah, the strong have survived.
What about our friends?
They knew the risks. Love cannot live in a hero's heart.
No, but duty and honor must. We, as a team, promised that we would find and use this mighty weapon to protect Theros.
As a team.
As a team, yes.
You are a team. A team of two.
What happened to our friends? Are they dead then?
They are citizens of my domain.
Queen.
What was that?
So, voice on the wind. Sorry, what was that? Yes. I'm funny, laugh at my jokes. That's all I ask.
You made me laugh.
That's good. That was good.
Fucking did.
Sorry. And we're done. We actually
Cool.
Mythic Odysseys of Theros
All right.
is over.
Who's ready
that's
for
the series
outros?
wrap.
Yeah, cool.
We're done.
All right.
We actually won't be here next Tuesday.
So we won't.
Officially.
I resign. Yeah. Yeah. He looks at the two of you. Here is your prize. You are free to leave my domain.
Shishua will go up and take the spear from him. Thank you.
And
Do we have to return it?
It is not mine.
Sweet.
This doesn't give a fuck.
my celestial grace, if I've learned one thing here is that whatever is in the underworld comes at a cost. What would be the cost for us to leave the way we entered? All four of us.
No. Go now.
Troilus, we should go.
You should be thanking me. I've only separated chaff from wheat.
Yes, but unfortunately those two weren't. They were but seedlings.
And at the first sign of frost, they withered on the vine.
I mean, he ain't wrong. Who does the spear belong to? Just out of curiosity.
I've heard tell it's Heliod.
We're gonna fuck off with this spear.
Oh my god.
This is Crusaor. A fine souvenir after his last champion made a poor deal.
Ah.
Who was his last champion?
An otherworlder. I forget her name.
Can I roll an insight check?
Can you
On Erebus?
Yeah, on Erebos.
Oh,
I just want to
boy.
see whether or not if this god has enough ego to be goaded into.
Can you share the handout for the spear as well?
Yeah, for sure. Here, I made you.
I got an 18.
There you
Holy
go,
crap.
share that to you. An 18 isn't super great for a god. So what you know from you've met many gods now. Almost all of them love talking. And so rarely do they get to.
Nobody talks to us.
I have no idea what you're saying, Masood.
Sorry, I wanted to block out the sound of my munching. I
hate this.
I want to I like turn to him and upon hearing that I say, Wait, you got someone to trade this away? What did they trade it away for?
Erebos. The corner of his mouth crooks up in a cruel smile. Love.
So, love is a currency that works here.
No. She traded it for love, but was a life for a life.
Huh. Okay, Erebos. A life for a life. I will give my first 2 born children to you in exchange for Daphne and Wench.
What? Shishua just stares at him and blinks.
I have no interest in the possibility of life.
What? Come on! They'd be grade A stock. They're Auroran game winners, baby.
I like
Come
how you
on.
just do not care about the well-being of your future children. You're just like, whatever.
Troilus is never having kids.
never having kids.
Yeah.
Troilus is never
Troilus
having
is-
kids. Yeah.
That's what you think.
Just interesting. Give me a religion check.
And then
both
he's
of you.
cloned.
Both of you give me a
I'm
religion
cloned?
check real quick.
And I have to raise my clone? I got a 9.
Obviously not, because you just bargained their life
No
away.
wonder Troilus would make this deal. With a 9. Shushu, you want to
religion.
give me a religion?
Oh, shoot. Okay. Religion.
Big head empty. Troilus is back.
I'm so excited about this fucking himbo. I mean, it seems like a sweet deal. You're not really sure why Erebus wouldn't want.
Think about it. Think about that.
Very bad.
This seems like a great idea.
So good. Such a.
Shushua. Troilus has
just
got
out of
his
the box
memories
enough.
back, and
It's
he
just.
and he's like galaxy brained. You can hear that single neuron firing as hard as it can, and you know what? You like what you hear.
I mean, Shishua doesn't have any attachment to children, so she's like, yeah, that sounds like
yeah,
something
that
mortals
seems-
would do.
Why don't we trade more of our unborn children for everything? This is incredible. No, Erebus, he doesn't even laugh. He just like, there's like a look on his face like he's heard this before. Like it's just like, he's just got a book of like unborn babies that he.
Y'all has what it takes to
Pick
make
up
a
some
deal
point.
with Erebos, but Daphne clearly did.
Yeah. I can't hear you.
No, you can hear me. I'm just struggling to find the words.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Sorry, that's just on me.
Cool.
I just wanted to let you know that you have stumped me as a player, and I'm trying to think of a solution.
You're
And it's
like
taking
that
me
was a
time.
serious, like you seriously. What is it? From DM to player, Erebos knows the names of all who are destined for his domain. He knows you have no intention of having kids. They're not
Damn
on his
it,
roster.
they're not on the list.
They're not on the list.
What if I think about
They're
what
not
having
on
ki-
Santa's
No, I can't even.
naughty list.
Not on Satan's regular list. That's
Wouldn't that
what it's
technically be everybody, though? Because it's just the underworld.
Yeah, for
right.
sure.
So yeah, I will not have progeny, and so they do not exist. There's no future Antiochs down the line.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. One of you is maybe shouldn't have kids.
One of you is so special. It's any more would really dilute how special I am.
Oh my god.
It's like, hey, when you've peaked,
Oh my
baby.
God.
Hey, baby, come on. This is A+. My blood type's A+. That's how you know. I'm I think
This negotiation.
with that 18 insight and knowing that they just need to talk, I think that's the thing. I think Troilus understands, like, he keeps saying no. But it's like, maybe if I wear him down, maybe I just keep him talking about different deals that he's done and different things. And it's like, I think he looks, it's like, okay, all right, fair. You get it. Kids, messy, don't want to deal with them. How about, what was the last time someone even made it out of here with your, like what did that deal cost for someone to leave here?
We had a challenge.
A spear.
Oh. Oh, darn it.
And a life.
Oh, so one of us had to fail in order for us.
No.
Oh, no, that was the previous life. No, I caught up. I got it.
The spear.
Yeah.
Oh.
That story, yeah.
Erebos is like, do I need to get a whiteboard?
For people, yeah, for people in the chat or on
Yeah.
YouTube, he is specifically referencing the story of Elspeth, who traded her life for her lovers.
Is that the little destroying the spear or the little blurb at the end of the spear?
Yeah.
Where it got twisted to his service because it was used to destroy a champion.
Yeah.
It's flavor.
It is.
Really? A soul costs a god? I honestly would give you my medal, but I don't think I have it anymore.
No, I think
also-
you traded it for a boat ride.
Yeah. So, but that same price doesn't work.
Fucking dragging you at
My
this point.
my memory's not good enough for those two souls. Cause I'll go back to being that guy. Shushua, I know that guy sucks. I get
Daphne
it.
would rather stay dead. Are you kidding me?
Could you
Harness.
imagine?
We have a mission.
Yeah. I know, but honestly, part of the mission parameters was all four of us. And look, my celestial grace, with no disrespect, I mean this with the utmost acknowledgement. I gotta be able to get you something. What do you want? What do you want for these two?
What could you possibly offer me?
You tell me.
Would it be possible?
Here's what you know about me. I'm the last Lagona.
Oh my god.
I murdered the only person who could have. I committed genocide. I can do anything. And now that I know I can do anything, I could do anything for you.
I have never seen somebody brag that much about genocide, but
Oh, it's not.
So I typed out the quote so that I would never forget it. It was, I committed genocide. I can do anything.
clip that.
I think
Oh my God.
please don't have that be the thing that follows me forever on the internet. But no, I think, and he says it with like a little bit of like gravitas. Is like, no, you put an impossible challenge before me. You knew what I wanted more than anything else, and did the same for Shushua.
It wasn't impossible. That's why we passed.
Exactly. There has to be something that even you want, and maybe it's something that you shouldn't have to leave your domain for.
Is
Now
there a way
that actually catches his interest.
I'm starting to get. Troilus is really starting to get how these gods work. They just like to be where they are and be in control, and like, yeah, I think that's like the thing.
What were you saying, Shushua?
Is there a way that you could lend them to us, and then they will return after the mission is over?
I will-
Returned, perhaps.
I will permit this. In exchange, he trails off for a minute. What were you planning to use the spear for again?
Destroying the sunstones.
And murdering Fenix if possible.
And that too.
Destroy the sunstones. Send Fenix back to the Underworld.
Hell yeah. Deal. Done.
And Heliod to join him.
Sure.
Oh, my man!
And your
Done.
friends go free.
Done deal.
Should
Terrific.
you fail to kill Heliod, I will recall them back to their rightful places.
Fair enough.
I look to Shusha like, this is great. See, this is what we like about This is why we can't stand about Fenix and these other gods. They're not straight shooters. You, Erebos, really, you told us from the get-go, you got one chance, you either fail your trial or you die. These people died. We now know the stakes. I do value and appreciate you're a man of your word. Sorry, a god of your word.
Of course, I am not without reason. I believe this is your stop.
Where are we?
When you turn around, when you turn around, you can see a
house?
bright, warm, shimmering pastoral land. This is fucking gorgeous. It's warm. You can see butterflies and birds. This is like so completely unlike the rest of the underworld that it eclipses this dreary, disgusting river. The waters almost look blue. Fetch your friends.
Lizzo is playing in the distance.
Yeah. There's a mountain dulcimer cover of juice.
Occasionally Meg the Stallion comes on when it's over.
Yeah, it's great.
People are on soul cycles drinking breast juice.
Oh my god.
Oh, good. I can't believe that's Daphne. Like, Troyus is like, wow, this place is nice.
Yeah.
Ooh, a bike! Oh, no, we're on mission. Okay.
How would
I'm
Troilus ride a
sorry.
bike? How would Troilus ride a bike?
It would be just the two front legs. And then he would do
It's
it
like
in
hand
reverse and bike backwards with the back legs.
Incredible.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
Lauren,
go
I know
back
you're
to
in
happy
chat.
times.
Feel free to draw Troilus on a stationary bike,
No, Lauren.
please.
No, Lauren. Do not let your powers be used for evil. I forbid it.
No, I forgot to save those. One sec. Now you can see all this like scrambling that I secretly do behind the scenes whenever Carlos is in charge of everything.
Oh, now it's in person.
Oh yeah,
No,
it's
no.
incredible. It's a great time.
It's a perfect time to have an ad break to talk about Masood's Munch. My God, if you're on the go and need a quick snack to keep you going through your role-playing session, make yourself a bowl of Masood's Munch. Get yourself a handful of granola, some dark chocolate chips, and a spoonful of peanut butter. Put it all together. Get
Why
yourself
are you
some Masood's
so
Munch.
weird? Oh no,
I mean, it does sound kinda
that
good,
was
just saying.
that
It's
was
good. It's great,
that
man.
was horrible. Why did I do that? You know what I should have done? I should have just moved these over to the other side, like a fool. I'm a fool.
Just watching you trying to put this puzzle together.
It's incredible. Pretend for 5 seconds that I'm a professional.
Make them dance.
Ooh, yes.
Make Daphne dance.
Actually, that's not very good. One sec. Y'all can't see it like in time, so you're gonna have to just watch it on the.
Yeah,
no,
I can see it on
doesn't
stream.
matter. Please, for 5 seconds, just pretend I know what I'm doing. I beg you. Yeah, let me flip these weirdos around. And you too can do it just as quickly.
I'm literally popping to Lizzo being like, yeah, we're the Underworld, baby.
Baby!
It's just Daphne's
go.
like,
Incredible. We did it.
in my heaven, you still have to pay for a soul cycle pass.
Incredible. I hate this and I hate you. I'm sorry I said that one time. Yeah, come back to bachelorette party, please. Bachelorette party, please. There we go. Perfect. We did it. Alicia.
Nice.
So, the group of you, by the group of you, I mean the two of you, step foot on the warm sand. And there's no real sun here, but you can see that Erebos's barge can't even come within, like, the glowing light of it. For some reason, you get the sense that Erebos doesn't really have any power on this island. Is that a child? Ooh, a child.
Rose, right?
Disgusting.
Oh man. Okay, so we'll just grab our friends and you'll be here. We'll just come back and get you.
The barge is already pulling away.
Okay. All right. Well, bye.
Thank you.
And honestly, Erebos, not a bad guy. Kind of made me deal with some trauma, but I do feel better afterwards. Maybe I'm in denial about it, but feeling good. I got to see a life without me ever winning the games. Oh, the worst.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, dude. Couldn't even sleep standing up. Jeez Louise.
Can we see Daphne anywhere?
No, not from here. You'd have to go further inland. You can see that there are tons of people dancing, frolicking. This is definitely this is Elysia, and you can tell that this is Elysia just by the way that the warmth sort of settles into your skin and your bones.
Wait, after how long do we see Daphne? like
After how long? Oh,
yeah, how long of like
goodness.
walking along towards the center of the
Daphne.
party, I imagine, right?
Yeah,
Like-
Daphne.
Oh, you have to go to the palace.
yeah.
Yeah, there is a high domed palace in the. It's very interesting that Queen Daphne would choose to have like a palace and city.
Right. It's got
But it's,
veranda
like,
windows
like-
though.
There's
It's like open.
there's like trees in it. Listen, she and Eileen have come to an agreement. There are some things about civilization that are cool.
Toilets.
Air conditioning.
Oh, so good. So, you do see this shimmering large palace in the distance. It doesn't take very long. In fact, walking here is a joy. It's not this slow trudge like everywhere else in the underworld. Everything feels like it just didn't last long enough.
This. Oh man, this is beautiful. Look at this place. These trees. Hello.
Our friends
Oh,
ended up someplace happy.
no, that's good.
Yeah.
And it's nice to know that after we're done, if we can't kill Erebos to get out of the deal, they'll come back here.
just like whisper.
That's how we get out of all of our deals. We just murder the person we made the deal with. Good? Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So the two of you start up the stairs into the palace. These are slow sloping, almost a ramp really. It feels very nice, and you can see that there are several beautiful youths that are carrying just like overflowing plates and these endless fountains of wine, cheese, chocolate, food everywhere. It's very similar in vibe to the Seder bachelorette party that y'all attended.
This is definitely Daphne's place.
Oh, for sure. I can smell the incense. This is her brand.
Yeah, you like smell her
Really?
perfume in the palace as soon as you walk in. You're like, what?
Yeah,
All these
you walk in.
tapestries.
There are no doors, and rather like Zenobia's Hall of Justice, there are nearly no walls. Instead, there are just these gently wafting diaphanous sheer cloths that have been hung up everywhere, strung around. There are these low pools filled with lily pads and large koi fish that are swimming to and fro. You can see many young men and women sort of frolicking as well in these shallow baths and flipping water at each other. Upon the high dais, there is this lounge upon which a queen resides. What do your friends see? You've surely changed your outfit by now, or
Oh.
Nope.
It's more ruling attire
Oh,
instead
I
of
see.
beach attire, right? So more jewelry draped everywhere. More jewelry than clothes, scientifically, if you were to weigh it out. And I think the
like
most
a
like, the
Noxuna
most-
moon from the Mummy,
Oh,
just
yes.
painted on.
And of course, like super long hair. And I think the noticeable difference is instead of her usual like flower crown that Daphne has, it is instead like a very like simple and dignified tiara.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when the two of you approach the ramp to the dais, you can see that there's a young woman who has peeled pomegranate seeds and is placing them delicately in Daphne's mouth.
Oh, two new wary travelers finally come to rest?
I immediately just come up and immediately like pick up Daphne and
Oh,
put her
okay.
in a big hug. Oh,
okay.
Oh, thank
Oh,
goodness.
yes.
Thank goodness.
Oh, my God, yes.
Now
I
where's
love it when
Wedge?
people are excited
Wonderful.
to be
It's so good to
here.
see you. And look at your
Oh
hair.
my gosh, it's so thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I like kiss Trillis on both cheeks. And who is this gem that you're with? Hi, I'm Daphne. You can call me Your Majesty.
Daphne.
The servants have misinterpreted this and have come in for a group hug.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we
but
love
no.
being welcoming here.
I don't like you touching me. That's fine. You guys back up and he like pushes people out. Okay.
Guys, remember what I said. Sometimes accumulating to new places can be hard for the newcomers.
Okay.
Vibe check.
And they sort of like all take their hands and sort of like put them behind their backs gently, but just smile at you.
Daphne has a hand on both of their faces. She says, I'm so sorry about that. People just are really excited to have newcomers. Oh, and such handsome ones like this.
Look at that, Shushua. I'm like, oh no, it's what was I this annoying when you didn't know, like when I didn't know who I was? Was I this bad?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Daphne, do you not remember who I am?
Oh, if I had ever met two such fine specimens, I would remember it.
Maybe. Do you want to go for a jog? It might jog your memory. Huh?
I don't jog.
She starts laughing, and the rest of the servants take cues after her and laugh as well.
I put a pomegranate in my mouth. Oh, you're funny ones. Take a seat. Take a seat. Oh my God. I love it when heroes show up and can tell me all about their heroes' journeys. Because you two are heroes. I can clearly tell you got a little bit of a shine to you.
Well,
You're a hero.
some would say
too.
we passed the trial.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Oh, the trials and tribulations of life are over, though, honey. Now it is just time to relax.
Oh yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. I mean, I'm sure as you can imagine.
All of the
There's always stuff to
servants
be done.
gather around and sit down, ready to hear the story.
I look at Shushua. I was like, I'm going to tell you about the greatest sorcerer I've ever known.
Okay.
She was a mighty centaur, much like yourself.
Oh, before you start, honey, do you want like a drink or a snack or someone to gently massage you while you deal with your trauma?
Oh,
3 or
massage and
4
some water.
like start towards you for massagey hands.
No massage, but
I
water
told
would
you
be
to be
great.
cool.
Creepy.
Be cool.
That's so creepy.
Seraphine, take a walk. Too eager.
Troilus, why don't you tell her the story
Yes, Your Majesty.
of,
You're welcome, honey.
He
of
just
the
smells
satyr
so
we
good.
know?
I know.
Yeah, I would love to tell.
Who is the greatest hero of them all?
Oh, who?
A great sorcerer who was a hero better than even us.
Druid. Isn't your friend Druid? Wait, no.
You're a
That's
wild
what she
sorcerer.
said.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Because you cast random stuff. That's wild sorcerer. I know that.
She gives off Druid vibes.
I see you're already enjoying the snacks, Troilus.
Oh, these munchers are so good.
Yes, I'm so glad.
Hate this.
Oh, before you even start, I can already tell you are going to be the perfect invites for my nice campfire soiree tonight. You will need to dress better than this, but I can already think of like 6 people who are gonna just love you.
We'll get to that. Let me finish my story if you don't mind.
Oh, please, we have all the time in the world.
So, me, Shushua, our buddy Wangelo, and our friend
Waffney and Danch.
Waffney and Danch. So our friend Waffney, who's the main hero here, and Danch is a necessary sidekick.
Dame Judi Dench, yes, of course.
There was so many stories. They were a part of our venturing party and are not with us anymore because their burden and task were greater than even ours. There once was a spider who had intent on eating all of us that, Wafney was able to scare away with the mightiest fireball. We were once encountered in a labyrinth, surrounded on all sides by cultists, raving mad, and Wafney made a unicorn of monstrosity, of monstrous size, just come in truly, it's the most inventive of problem solvings. Also, I think it's like this. Loved drugs. Loved them. Oh, loved drugs.
Just eat them up.
Couldn't get enough drugs. Honestly, I tried to get her to stop taking so many drugs, but she, like a true champion,
At this point,
powered
two servants come up behind you and just hand you welcome fanny packs.
Oh, thank you. Very nice. Yes, also a big fan of fanny packs. Her hair wasn't quite as long as yours, but he carried a much...
Is this anyone's?
No, I guess not. Yeah. Shushu, are there any other good Wafney stories you want to share?
Her trial, and how she failed, and died, and ended up in Elysia, and apparently is the queen here?
That was very tough for her, Wafney, was unfortunately placed in charge. Was the one who had to make a lot of decisions in a tough time. And really came in the clutch along the way when things got dark, and was able to make sure that those who had lost what was integral about them got it back. And I don't know, I just feel like I need to repay the favor. So, Daphne, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you know who Wafney was the whole time?
Yeah, I just had a servant over here looking through a list of all of my current royal residents, and I'm not seeing a Wafney. Is there like a different name she would have gone by?
Daphne.
Yes.
This is gonna turn into a bit.
This is incredible.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I'm having a delightful time.
I do prefer your majesty, but I understand that adjusting can be hard.
So Wafney, Daphne.
Yes.
Do you see how similar these names are?
I know, and she sounds like a real cutie.
Oh, she was so cute and so much fun and was great with fanny packs and
you are her.
And yes, you are also her. You are Wafney.
I'm Daphne.
No, you were a hero named Daphne. Actually, yes, named Daphne. Sorry, you got me confused for a moment.
Okay.
Your real name is Daphne.
Yes.
You were a hero. You are a hero. Hey, man, Clothis still has work for you.
Oh. Okay. I see where you might be confused. Elysia, we leave those burdens behind.
We need
You're
you
here
to
because you've
come up
earned
again.
it.
Or because your time was cut short.
Listen, time doesn't matter anymore. I
Time
get it.
always matters.
Adjusting can be hard. And I pulled Troilus' face real quick. And I understand that you might be struggling right now. But know that I am here for you as you adjust. And we have a 24/7 juice bar right over there.
Oh, I love that. I really, truly do value the importance of keeping your body a temple.
She points out the juice bar, and you can see two servant boys like filling up different little horns of juice and just setting them aside for people to sample.
Do I recognize these two boys in
Roll
any
me a
capacity?
perception.
I would love to. It's a beautiful I'm on an 18 roll tonight.
An 18.
Call me Mr. Roll 18.
One of them definitely looks like a person that you recognize to be the Anvil, but around 11 years old, 10 to 11 years old. The other one, in spite of seeming so familiar, you have never seen this human boy, and yet you know that this 16-year-old is, you know, it's Wanch.
See him in the distance. Yeah, that's why you gotta pour it like this. That's my impersonation of Carlos doing Wanch.
As long as you're doing it and I'm not, because I won't.
Listen here, guys.
Oh, what? And that's why they're not allowed to talk. So
one of them sounds like a Chicago orphan, and the other one just sounds like I wasn't sure what voice to give them at the time.
I'm holding both Shushua and Troilus' hands in mine. So, you're here because it's time to lay your sword and your burdens on the ground. But more importantly, I need you to leave behind any debt you believe you owed to anyone. You're free here.
I've got this, Shushua. Fair. I appreciate that. But before I do, I need to tell you about my mentee. Someone who I decided to take upon after I won the Iroran Games. Troyus looks to see if that, just him saying that word is a trigger to like
make a wisdom saving throw.
You have to break through it with pure hatred.
I won the Aurora Games.
It's 2006 and the pitch was muddy. Yes!
I want you to describe this to me.
Wait, is this Daphne failing or succeeding?
What is that? What would the like? Was the save to stay in the dream? Or
the save was to stay in the dream.
So if I succeeded, I would have had continued to be bamboozled by Elysia. So I failed, so I'm snapping out of it.
Yes.
Okay, I was just making sure.
You're making a wisdom saving throw against Troilus, not against Elysia.
Can you just imagine if she just response punches Troilus?
We get it. God.
She's like,
shut the fuck up.
I do genuinely think I won the Auroran Games, and then like there's suddenly like a fist colliding with Troilus, and Daphne's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry that I did that. Oh,
that's great.
Wow.
Oh, you drew blood. Oh, that was such a good hit.
Oh. Ow! My god.
Yeah, all of the servants stand up and begin to group hug Troilus.
Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks,
Oh
bud,
my
but I'm
god,
okay.
back off!
I'm fine.
You are too much. No one wants to be touched that much.
Wow.
Wait, I remember everything.
Yeah, some heaven, huh? What up, bud? Way to go! What a champion you are!
Oh no! Oh my god!
Hey, you did such a good job when I was messed up. Way to go!
I've been doing yoga every day.
Yeah,
oh my god!
Feels. Look how deep you can breathe now, huh?
My god. Wait. Oh my god. Are you good Troilus or bad Troilus?
Oh, come on.
Good Troilus.
Thank you.
God.
I thought it was obvious.
Oh my gosh. Did you guys pass your trials?
Yes.
We did.
She waves the nice spear.
I got my memories back. Thanks to you. Look at that. Really? Come in the
And
clutch.
one of us has your staff.
And yes, I made sure to get your staff.
Yeah. One of them has a staff and the other one has a shimmering, shining, incandescent spear strapped across their back.
Wait, if you passed your trial, then why are you here?
To pick you up.
To get us out of here. Come on.
I failed my trial.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a group project. It's been that way from the start, and enough of us passed.
It's graded on a curve.
It's graded on a curve. Hey, take the W. Come on, get it when you can.
Do you know where Wench is?
Yeah.
We have to pick him up too.
Wanch. Oh, Wanch! Of course. No. I haven't seen him.
Well, we can look. He's probably around here somewhere. What
Am I
was
allowed to leave?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, is this another test?
No.
I thought he had no sway here.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. But we
Daphne, like,
made
am
it.
I unpunked?
Am I unpunked? We
Daphne looking for the camera in her dream.
I hate to say this part, but because he has no sway here, I feel comfortable saying it. We had to cut a deal. Erebos wasn't gonna let you go unless basically
Honestly, I understand that. I've been doing a really good job here.
yeah, great. Truly a juice bar in hell. Brilliant idea.
Citizen satisfaction surveys are as high as they've ever been.
And it's not just the air that they're breathing that makes them happier, right? It's like actually you're like doing.
No, all the drugs are consensually taken. I'm not
Right.
going to just drug people in the air unless it's every other Thursday, in which case they've been warned beforehand.
Right, you sign up
To
for
not breathe.
You know, Seder heaven.
Say it or have it. I think Troyes looks out and yeah. So part of the deal is you're kind of. We'll work out the later part of it, but you're kind of on loan from
Work
hell.
release.
Yeah. Because you failed your trial, so Erebos wants ownership of you, and we were like, hey, but we're as a team, we need it. Can you let us take them out? And he said yes if we kill Phoenix, kill Heliod, and destroy the Sunstones. Which is basically our plan anyways, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Troilus and Shushua, I'm so happy that you visited me, but I lost my trial. I've been sent here to Elysia to lead these people who I now happily lead.
Look over, I see a bunch of people having a pillow fight in the corner.
They're very attractive.
Sixes are above here.
Well, you got obviously you have to.
I'll
set
let
your
them the
standard.
occasional five, but they have to be funny.
They have to be. That's fair. I appreciate that. But they don't need you.
Fucking got me.
Of course they do. Who else would rule them? Ugh.
You know who needs you? Us.
I like you two are so nice and I appreciate the sentiment, but the tattoo on my back is gone. You already have a very shiny looking weapon. I think Wanch still has the compass, so I can help you find him and then we can send you on your way.
None of that stuff matters now. All of it was just to get us to the compass. We got get us to the spear.
Right.
We got
and
this. We got the spear. We got
course.
here.
Do you not
And-
want to live again? Because if we do succeed in our mission, you won't have to come back here. But it's up to you.
I mean, like, why would I want to leave? Look at these. Taste some of this pomegranate.
I'm okay.
Really it.
I like
Right.
pass on it, and like I'm sure it's delicious. I'm sure it's great.
Shushu just takes a bite out of
Yeah.
the side.
The side, all right, and everything. Yes.
Oh.
Listen, when I was out there, all I was able to do was just be under the whim of gods. I made like 3 deals with 3 different gods, all to what? Try to prove that I was worth something? But now I'm here and I am worth something and I'm leading my people. And I'll take that over playing a game as a pawn literally any day.
No, wait.
Even if it's not really real?
It's
It's perfectly real. These are real souls. These are people who lived under the thumbs of gods and died.
and now,
They
Have-
rest happy.
yeah, all their needs sated for, all their desires taken care of, all of it sort of maintained. Daphne, I don't know how to say this, but you could stay here if you want. But you're still a pawn. You stay here, you become a pawn of Erebos, and
Erebos cannot touch this land.
yeah, he can't. Doesn't mean he keeps you off the board. He built everything for it. It's safe, it's comfortable, it's reassuring. It's a wallow. And it's what you do after you lose. But you didn't lose. You stumbled, you dropped where you needed to. And we won. And we're gonna keep winning. Daphne, I've said it from the get-go. You are your own hero. I just worship Iroran because, heck, I want to do good, I want to make things right, and I want to win. And Iroran aligns with that. The gods are our tools as much as we are theirs. And so make these deals. Cut your bribes. Make your negotiations. But at the end, just win.
I don't understand what you think winning is, Troilus. What does a win look like for you here?
I think before today, if you had asked me, it would be making everything right. To correct the faults and to let any heartache or break be rectified with that of joy and relief. But that's not what winning is. Winning is winning's able to just get up and keep going. It's the fact that you fall down and you pick yourself up and you keep at it. It's hard. It's unrelenting. But its purpose and its drive. Daphne, I don't think you're really ready to not get to the end of yours. Not to ride your drive out.
What do you say, Shushua? I mean, outside of this realm, my realm, you are a tool for your god. If you stay here with me, you can divine any kind of present or future you'd like.
I have a mission, and I will complete it.
But is it your mission?
Yes. That's why I'm here. It would be easier with you with us, but I can't blame you for wanting to stay. It is hard, and things are easy here.
I tell you to here. Stay a week in my kingdom while we find Wanch. And then at the end, we will all make the decision together. But I think the three of you could be very happy here.
No doubt.
Will it
Truly.
take a week?
We could take a week.
Time doesn't exist here.
Time's not a thing, and truly, I could honestly use some time to decompress over what's happened. And we've got more stories to tell about Waphne, huh? He like elbows Daphne a little bit.
Do not elbow me when my subjects are in the room.
All right, puts his arm around the three of them. Let's go find Wanch, eat some food. It's good to be back, guys. It really is.
The servants interpret this as another group hug.
All right,
No.
this time I'll let it happen. No, it's okay.
No
It's all right.
boundaries. 10 steps back.
But he smells so good.
I don't.
All right.
Excuse me?
The offending servant leaves to go run laps around the palace.
Oh,
So sorry. I am so sorry about that.
When did you get them to do physical labor at this? This is how I know I'm rubbing off on you.
Fine, I'll give you that much. I'm just glad that you're real Troilus. The other Troilus sucked so bad.
Yeah. Honestly, left a real bad flavor in my mouth. Jesus. Sorry. I roar in.
That does remind me that I need for Troilus and Shushua to both take piety points for their chosen deities.
Yes.
I think that we're going to end up cutting our session a little short here because I really don't want to get into the week spent in Elysia without Wanch.
Yes, we need our Wanch.
Yeah, we can figure out what on earth he is doing, what his heaven looks like.
It's been
okay.
like the last half hour just partying with Daphne.
It's I like hearing that because I think in my mind I was like, I know that this seems like heaven for Daphne. This cannot be heaven for Wanch. This cannot be it.
You don't.
Like, I'm a 16-year-old boy fanning someone who doesn't care about me. Perfect.
Hey, she clearly cared.
Sorry.
Daphne's a good ruler.
Yeah. As much care, as anyone.
You don't think that he wants to be in a Peloton commercial for the rest of eternity?
Well, I think about it, you know?
You don't think he wants to be spending his weekends working at a Cold Stone Creamery? All right, let's go ahead and let's just chat a little bit about today's episode. But while we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and draw the winner of the Mythic Odysseys of Theros.
I was actually thinking, I think for sure, TK, you should talk a bit about to the audience, what you talked to us about about the conditions of Erebos' trial.
Oh, yes. Erebos did come out and plainly say that his trial was based... First of all, it was unfair. It was a very unfair trial. Specifically meant for the more emotional characters to not do as well. And that is because Erebos is cruel but not necessarily sadistic. He just genuinely doesn't believe that people with love in their hearts can do what it takes to be heroes. And so he puts them, for the trial, he puts them in a situation to either purge that love or overlook it, or embrace it and fail. And
Erebos, he hurt you.
Heliod hurt Erebos. So it's definitely like in his mind he is absolutely separating wheat from chaff, and purging the people who would be what he considers to be a detriment to the other heroes. After all, he gave them the chance to go big or go home, and they took temptation. And the thing is that it's not just that that Wanch took his brother over anything else, but that Wanch was willing to give up everything else for his brother.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's not the choice to it's not choosing the anvil. It's not choosing the quest that he supposedly came there for and said was so fucking important.
Prioritizing the actual job. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And for Daphne, who was doing super fucking well, the moment that she got the chance to prioritize a friend over a mission, she also proved that she, in Erebos's eyes, was not strong enough to carry through with this mission. And how could they kill Heliod when Erebos so easily led them astray? So, that was always Erebos's plan.
And Phoenix.
And
We gotta kill 2 guys. Fuck
we gotta kill
Phoenix.
2 guys. Well, 3 technically. I don't know. Well, here's the question: if we, this is a table of conversation that we can just like speculate.
Yeah, let's
If we
talk.
kill Heliod, if we destroy all the Sunstones, Heliod will try to destroy Theros. But
You
if we
don't know
kill-
that for sure, but it is a possibility.
That is a one potentiality. That could be one response to our actions. I'm just trying to contemplate the order of this hit list we're now on as we're trying to make our way to these Sunstones, which actually we do still need the compass for, because the compass will now it's like a Jack Black Captain Jack Sparrow compass.
Pretty much.
It's good MacGuffin.
I'm
Thanks.
just thinking about Ruler Daphne. Don't mind me.
Ruler Daphne's great. A little sad.
I know. I didn't realize. Only when I got there
Yeah.
was I like, oh,
hmm
I know where she's at.
I'm really, but I'm like so excited.
Where Wanch is at.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where Ranch is at. I'm really excited to see what Daphne looks like when she feels empowered to put herself first instead of like the agent of some god. Like I wonder, I like,
sure.
yeah.
Well, and I've always known that like there are very specific struggles that Daphne has coming for her, mostly that she needs to learn to really trust herself and feel valued. And it's hard to feel valued when other people don't show you that you're valued. Here in heaven, she is the most valued.
Yeah.
So why is she leaving?
She's got to find an urn, dude.
I still have to knock over an urn.
Still got to knock over that urn. When you most want to say yes, you said yes, so that one's done.
Check that one off. And we haven't even unpacked like Phoenix clearly trying to help her cheat.
I don't think that was Phoenix though. I don't think that was ever Phoenix. I just think
No. His favors. That was one of his favors.
Yeah.
So why is Phoenix trying to help me cheat?
I get you. I totally get you. And also, I wonder. That's something I'm thinking about because Erebos wants Phoenix out. It seems like the enemy of my enemy goes only as far as Heliod.
Erebos has only 2 gods that he absolutely hates, and that is Phoenix and Heliod.
So if we can double cross, Phoenix,
But like, I don't want to give Erebos what he wants. I'm gonna go home to Mama Clothis. I'm gonna say, Mama Clothis, tell me what to do with these men.
Oh, Mama Clothis, tell me, Mamma Mia, so many men.
So many men, Clothis.
Mamma Mia.
What to do with
Here
them.
we go again.
She's like, teach them to dance.
She's Meryl Streep, holding my faith.
Yeah. She's like, here I go again.
You are the dancing queen, Daphne.
Dancing Queen.
My super trooper.
Sorry, Daphne Queen. Why didn't we make that song? That would
Why
have been
didn't
the
we
thing.
do it?
God, I hate you. All right.
No.
No, go ahead.
I did want to see if Daphne can tempt Shushua to like leave it behind here. I'm
yeah,
sure it won't.
Not
but
not
God.
after she passed her trial. Like,
Yeah.
She's like, no, I brutally murdered everyone I care about for this quest.
I'm just
And Shushua essentially also like it cost her own life, right? Like
Right.
is that remembering that correctly as I was
Yeah,
listening to that story?
Shushua's trial amped. So it's like, do you care about you? Do you care about the world? Do you care about your friends?
Mm-hmm.
And accepting that your friends may be expendable, you pass the trial.
Ooh. Which is I wonder what would be interesting if Shushua gets to the point where like, nah, we just leave Wanch. We can't find him after a
well.
week.
That's the thing is like that would be like a place where Daphne and Shushua like philosophically disagreed.
Mm.
Because I think like what Daphne's realizing is like how many people are being crushed under the wheel of gods and heroes.
Mm-hmm.
so Daphne wants us to go kill all the gods.
I think like she might
Yeah.
be getting like a little
Good.
bit there.
I knew Troilus was rubbing off. This is great.
I was telling Masood and Carlos not too long ago. I was like, I'm gonna get every single one of you to be whatever that background
Iconoclast?
is. Iconoclast. Like by the end of this, every single one of you assholes is iconoclast.
It really helps, like, because the Greek gods were not stories of role models.
No.
They were truly like they were monsters. They were meant to be taught. You learn lessons from their wrath and like how and like it's a cosmogony for a lot of ways, it's shape and form, but also like that the world is cruel and you can't trust it in a lot of real ways. And so I like that in a world of actually living there when these super beings exist who take advantage of those who believe in them to get what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's settling in. That's like, no.
If Daphne was given the chance and opportunity, I think after this incident to kill every god but the god of fate and let fate take hold, she would in an instant.
What about the god of winning? Because that seems to be okay so far.
Nope, just
Well, here's a question.
fate.
Yeah, where was he this whole time?
Yeah, where's your dad?
So,
I won. He was there.
Question. So Heliod is trying to. There's like a barrier, right, between the realm of the gods.
Krufix made it so that the gods who dwell in Nyx cannot leave Nyx.
Mhm.
The only two gods that are not confined to Nyx are Krufix and Erebos, and like Athreos. That's because Athreos and Erebos are both confined to the Underworld, and Krufix can walk among any number of them. Phoenix can only manifest in places of like huge magic. So like the Summer Nexus, he was able to possess Daphne because he had taken her as his oracle. He was able to possess Shushua because of her proximity to the Nyx, having been like a god created
So Fenris is finding all the loopholes.
Yeah. He's basically all of his stuff is loopholes. Like he can show up in like dreams, or like on the Dakra Isles where like magic is like its most weird, and places like that. But he can't really like show up in the middle of Meletis. But Krufix can. So when Heliod took these sunstones and put like a piece of his own divinity into them, he essentially is trying to force a way to get himself out of the Nyx. Like it's basically like how many pieces of a shoe can you replace before it's no longer the same shoe?
Mm-hmm.
He's just trying to build a new shoe on Theros.
I see. Interesting.
But that also means that if he can't fix this loophole, and if Krufix makes it so that if Krufix continues to guard these sunstones and be like, no, Heliod can't escape Nyx and things like that. If you're gonna kill Heliod, you gotta go to the Nyx.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, we gotta go to the
So the
next.
question is, if he can't influence too much on without the Sunstones, how is he going to destroy Theros?
He cannot walk on Theros, but he can still send like he can still make the sun explode and things like that.
You know, just girly things.
Just girly thing.
Yeah, he just can't walk on Theros. He himself physically.
Daphne, you need to talk to your gods about creating like a stronger wall. Build a wall.
Yeah.
Like, dude, strengthen that barrier because there's too many holes where
There really are.
getting through.
That's a very loose nut.
That's a crucifix thing.
Yeah.
You need to fix that.
Turns out when gods are like just like throwing haymakers at each other and nobody's really sure who's stronger, anyone can win.
I think that like going back, God, I might even look at some stats for Daphne changing.
There's also another reason why Phoenix can walk on Theros in certain places, but you might have to spend a little longer in the Underworld to find out.
Oh.
It's related to why he wants the Sunstone.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how TK expects this series to end.
We killing gods, yo.
Yeah, but like, how many do you think we're gonna kill before this is all done?
To be fair, we did not, and we're not able to handle Arasta. So I think we'll just have to do some growth in between now and then. Like, I don't know, we might get some levels.
A training montage.
Yeah.
I'm honestly thinking like maybe a few levels. Paladin Daff
That might be.
coming back.
I'm wondering what it looks like for Troilus now. I might think about like taking away a paladin level and putting a barbarian level on, or rather, changing his paladin path from being the divine athlete or like the peerless athlete background to that of redemption. But we'll see. I'll think about it. What's my yeah.
Everybody's changing shit, and Susha was just like, nah.
Nah. Yeah, because you're we've known it from the start. Shusha's perfect. We've gotten it from the beginning. Yeah.
No, she's not. She's that's the thing, is like that's the thing that gets me about Shusha's character is she's so purpose driven that like
she is literally a tool of the gods.
Right.
Created to be a tool of the gods.
And like she's cool with it.
But like Daphne wants her to want something.
I want you.
We know what Shusha wants, and it's tiny cakes.
Tiny little itty cakes.
Itty
Just
bitty
give me
cakes.
some food.
Oh, I love tiny cakes.
You deserve one. Great job, TK.
Yeah, great job, TK.
Ew.
What a good session.
Have any
Great
cakes.
sesh.
That's what I always do so much better when Carlos isn't it.
Yo, I said it before. Last time Carlos wasn't here, one of my best sessions ever. I had a good one again today.
We did destroy Theros, and then I made you murder your brother.
Yeah. It's good. Good track record.
Everything's great. Everything's great. Let's do some outros.
Heck yeah.
Hi, I'm Katie May. I know that you've witnessed me in black and white this whole episode, but now witness me in color to tell you the following things. If you like shows about player characters dealing with the concept of gods and what to do with them, you should listen to Dungeons, Dice, and Everything Nice, a premise where the celestial plane and the infernal plane have been cut off from the material plane for the last 1,000 years. And now, as enemies are looking to reunite the planes and storm the throne of the gods to take it for themselves, our heroes must decide what side of the battle they will fall on. It's also a queer disaster.
And
so
who they have crushes on.
They have crushes on.
That is a very important part. Yeah.
So that's Dungeons, Dice, and Everything Nice. If that is your sauce, I highly suggest it. I am less than 5 followers away from my 2020 goal on twitch.tv. So if you want to come see me pal around and do some streams, I'm just writing hi, hello in chat, go click on through, check me out. Maybe a little follow there. If you want to see my thoughts, if you would like, you can go to twitter.com/OKKatieMay. But for now, I relinquish control.
I'll go next. Hi, I'm Solani. I am at Mistress Verse on Twitter and Twitch. And when I'm not here, I am DMing for Plot Hunters. We play every Saturday at 5 p.m. And right now we are going through, we're about 3/4 of the way through the Tyranny of Dragons module. So they're gonna fight some more dragons, and they're possibly gonna head up against Tiamat. We'll see how this goes.
Whoa!
But it is a very entertaining group of all POC players and lots of queer disasters, and it's just great. It's great stuff.
And then there was me. Hello, I'm Masood. You can find me on the internet at Marudeboy, MAHRUDEBOI. Here's the way my week looks. Sunday, I do Rivals of Waterdeep. Monday, I have a home game that none of y'all will ever see. Tuesday, Mythic Odysseys of Theros with these wonderful people and Carlos sometimes. Wednesdays, Balik Bayan returning home. That's at 7 to 10 Central Standard Time. Come through. We're on the back half of the season, and it's getting really good. Well, I mean, it's been good, but I don't know. Stakes are rising. Like little things I've been like putting down as a GM are like tying together. I'm having a blast. Come check out and see what it looks like. Thursday, we've got Life is Strange on Once Upon a Game over on the Indoor Recess Crew channel. Katie May and I make our way through narrative-driven games. Right now, we're doing Life is Strange. I wouldn't call her a queer disaster. I wouldn't say it just yet. She just has
A queer surrounded by a natural disaster.
Yes, thank you. That is the correct description of everything that happens in that game. We're in episode 3 where I've been told is when things get real, but all I've seen so far is some people break and enter into a pool, which is very real because that could go on your permanent record and then you couldn't go to college and that would hinder your life. But anyways, that's me. TK, take it away.
Hello, it's me, it's TK. I write spooky stories on the internet, and if you like spooky stories, then you can read them at my website, tkjrats.com, or you can follow me on Twitter at TKJoinsTheFray. That's all I do, actually.
What do we do on Saturdays?
Oh, yeah, on Saturdays I play spooky games with Katie May, and she makes me smooch ghosts. It's really scary, but we do it over on the Indoor Recess Twitch channel that I forgot the name of.
And we might be lining up some end of the year content over on that Twitch channel. So if you're not following us on twitch.tv/Indoor Recess Crew, it's going to be your fault when we finally watch Twilight and you're not there to see
it's
it.
available on
It's
Watch
on
Party.
Watch
It's
Party.
happening. It's
gonna
happening.
Happening.
Oh my gosh.
Don't miss it.
How do I
Okay,
get Katie May levels of high to enjoy, like Katie May
You
levels
get-
of like dinosaur in Super Mario
Oh,
while
yeah.
watching Twilight? Because I just to prepare myself.
I think like being Blaze for Twilight is a good, healthy idea for you.
First
Thank
of
you.
all, you haven't even decided what team you're on. So
I'm pretty sure I'll be Team Jacob because overall I like werewolves over
Yikes.
vampires. But is that a
Okay.
bad idea? Is that a bad call? They both seem bad.
So in your defense, both relationships are highly toxic.
Yeah.
No good.
It's
Very
just
bad
that
thing.
Edward is passively toxic, whereas Jacob is actively toxic.
I see.
So,
I see.
do you want to be physical toxic or emotionally manipulative and mentally toxic?
Ooh. Check, please. Just neither, please.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. But you have to choose one.
Is lesbian option?
Hmm?
It is not. No.
No, that's the same shame. Just go be really into my baby or something. I don't know, man.
And that kind of commentary is what you can expect when we watch the Twilight movie together before the year ends. That's my solemn promise to you, even though I haven't even asked any of the cast members
You
yet.
got 21 days.
Yo,
you got 3 weeks.
Yo, raise
I
your
got 2
hand if
weeks
you
off
want
work
to.
coming up,
Yeah,
so.
raise your hand if you want to watch it before the end of the year. Okay,
This
that's
is a
4
good
out of
So
5.
Solani put up 2 hands, so one of those is
One for
Carlos's.
Carlos.
We
There
know
we
that.
go, there we go,
That's
there we
what's
go.
up,
So we will watch Twilight before the end of the year. But for now, we will see you next week, where we're gonna go find Wanch.
Eh.
Maybe.
I don't know. Just hang out in
Or party.
Elysium.
All right,
Yeah.
everybody
one of
say
the two.
goodbye. Let's end on dabs.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
kidding. We're not ending on down.
I did it anyways.